Hey, I am close to the camera this week because my lighting's not good, and so my picture's pixelated, which is probably good because I just got this thing burned off my face, and it's ugly too. So it isn't maybe the most beautiful video, but hopefully it'll get a point across to you, because that's what TimeOut is about. This is the Radical Difference TimeOut video, and I do this in hopes of us taking time to be quiet and listen to our thoughts and look at our circumstances and feel our feelings, and then ask the Lord for direction on changes we need to make or things we need to see differently. That's what TimeOut is for. And so I hope that you're doing the work of being still and taking time out so that you can hear from God. This week I'm going to talk about Sanford and Son. Do you remember Sanford and Son? We used to watch it. It's old. I'm old. It's so weird to get to the place where our younger people don't have any idea what you're talking about, and it's happening. Anyway, Sanford and Son was a junkyard that Fred Sanford owned, and his son Lamont lived with him. And one of the things Fred Sanford used to say is, "You big dummy." He used to say that all the time about crazy stuff, and to his son. Of course, now that probably would not be considered politically correct or appropriate, or whatever category you might want to put it in. But I don't think anybody's going to file charges against you if you call Satan a big dummy. Because he is a big dummy, totally stupid. He keeps using the same tricks over and over and over, trying to get the results he wants. So once you get hip to that trick, you can go, man, that is the enemy trying to keep me from seeing things appropriately. Satan could have never fathomed how much God loved Adam and Eve, or the magnificent grace he would show to them, or show to us. Listen, Adam and Eve are representations of us. And so when you read Bible stories, you need to put yourself in the place of whatever person that is, because something about you spiritually lines up with that story. And in that one, it was that we wanted to do things our own way. And so we stepped outside of the protection of God. But God's grace and God's love showed up anyway. And it was so great that it couldn't keep us from being connected to God, because Jesus paid the price to reconnect us to God. Anyway, that's a little bit off subject, but I think it's one of the most important truths it is the most important truth you'll ever hear or understand. And so I don't want to overlook that. But all you have to do is look at the history of the world or your own life, or the things that are going on around you, to know that God loves you. God makes a way for you. God fixes and restructures things all the time. Think of COVID. When COVID hit, it was like, what? And we were freaked out for a minute. Anyway, I'm not even a freak out kind of person. I was like, wow, I wonder if everyone is always going to wear a mask, or no matter where you go, you'll always see a couple of people with a mask. I never see people with masks anymore. And to me, that was a scare, a tactic from the enemy, that same old big dummy move he always uses, saying, oh, I'm going to destroy you. There's going to be no way you can get outside of this. And then God showed up, and little by little, we learned what we needed to learn from that. Some of us, and some of us haven't, and that's okay, because God's grace is big enough to sustain us through all of that. At any rate, we don't wear the masks anymore. Some people do, and that's fine. Do your thing. The point is that the trick that came brought fear and brought panic. But we don't have to listen to those things that the enemy comes with all the time. Satan is arrogant and short-sighted, and every trick he uses it is something that's imposed to freak you out or upset you. And as long as we keep ourselves at a place of peace and continue to trust God, we'll get through whatever. It's a great, great thing about being connected to the God of the universe. That's how in love with you he is. He'll orchestrate all the circumstances so they work in your favor. You know, we're not able to understand or battle against everything that comes against us, but God has given us the abounding, lavish, ample love to deal with everything. Even if it's just his love for us, it's enough. It's enough to get us through. And then we have to show love towards other people. It's not that difficult of a thing. When you realize how much God loves you, it's easy to love other people. Because we don't deserve the love we've gotten. And so you say, hey, I don't really like you and what you're doing kind of bugs me, but I'm going to love you anyway. It's a discipline. It's a discipline. And so we can't be calling everybody a big dummy like Fred Sanford used to. We have to recognize the good character qualities. The only person we should be saying you're a big dummy is the enemy, because he is. Because he'll never win this battle, but he keeps on coming. He keeps on attacking. God's love for you is infinite. And his love is greater than every force that comes against all of humanity and you personally. He gave up his life to save you from Satan's grasp. And he did save you. You are rescued. If you belong to Jesus, you're redeemed. You're set free. You're set apart. You are a chosen person who has power and authority that you got to get to the place where you're able to recognize it. And we got to learn to turn and say to the enemy, you are a liar. What you're saying is not true. I don't have to listen to you. The only power the enemy has is the power we give him with our thoughts and our feelings and the way we respond to the things he says. He really has no power. He's already been defeated. And so he's the big dummy. You get it? King Jesus is all-knowing, all-powerful, and all-sufficient. So we don't have to worry about what's coming against us. Our God is greater than that. If you need help with your thoughts, your feelings, your finances, or your circumstance, turn to the one who knows everything and can fix anything. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great week this week. It's important that we have a reason to wake up every day. It's amazing. I've experienced it, and so can you. Take your feelings to him. He's good. You can do it. It'll make a difference.